The flow of this kitchen is all wrong. I've got these two overhangs in my island, but it just makes no sense to have a stool. Welcome back to my kitchen makeover week 2. I'm making over my kitchen on a budget, so this week I'm going to be transforming this island into a serving island. So I'm going to start by removing this panel. We might use it after. The idea is to build a bunch of different drawers and cabinets that would take up that weird overhang, so I actually have a lot more storage in this kitchen. Under one overhang, I'm going to be adding a shallow cabinet, and that's actually going to hold all my canned goods. For this project, I'm pretty much using 3/4 inch plywood for everything. My biggest tip for building drawers and cabinets is to make sure that all your sides are the same length. So measuring and cutting is really important. And the easiest way to assemble these so that they're really strong is to use pocket screws. You also need a good set of clamps to help you get those 90-degree angles in each corner. Since the last time I made these drawers, I got these extra little clamps that go on top because when you have a tall board, the bottom gets clamped just fine, but then sometimes the top is not a perfect, 90 degrees. So this just ensures that you got a 90 degree at the top and the bottom. Next, I'm assembling this with pocket screws. This is it. This is the cabinet that's gonna go inside. I have to make some, like a base. Just thinking of actually buying one, just buying the feet. Let me see if I can get them. Yeah, no, I decided to just build my own base because I have so much plywood anyways. Okay, honestly, if this doesn't fit, if this is wrong, I'm just gonna use IKEA cabinets because I spent all day building this one and I still have to build 2 more. So already not off to a good start. I don't know who I think I am. Do I really think I can build cabinets? I'm a DIY hacker. I guess that's what I do. Anyways, it's too small on this side. I'll show you. I know it's not gonna fit. I already know. Maybe it is. Okay. Be positive. Be positive. It's not over yet. So, okay. So I guess it'll work. This part won't work at least. So I've got my cabinet box here. So today I'm just gonna sand everything up, put the edge banding on. I'm gonna try and put the doors on. So truth be told, I made this 1/4 inch too small, but I'm hoping with like the adjustments in the hinges, I can just split the difference. We shall see. I love edge banding because if you look closely at the sides of plywood, it just looks like pieces of wood that is basically glued together, but this edge banding makes it look like real wood, so no one can tell it's plywood. So I know this seems odd, but I'm actually taking these cabinet doors off. I'm gonna put them on the other side, and then this I want to actually build into drawers. Okay, so that's why it was so important that I build that other one to like the exact specifications. So here we go. We're actually gonna find out right now if I did it correctly or not. I know this seems odd, but I'm trying to repurpose everything I can because I'm really trying to make over this kitchen on a budget. I'm so nervous that my doors will not close, but let's see. This is hard. This is hard, and I admit way harder than I thought. Let's see if it closes. I don't even want to look. Did it close? Is it like overlapping? Did it touch? Is it level? Oh my god! I want to show you this drill attachment because it is so cool. It's a right angle attachment, and it's the kind of thing that you always need, but you never have it when you need it. So just buy it now because you'll need it. So like you attach it, now you can screw anything 90 degrees. So I need to attach this bracket, but I've already screwed this in. So like this is the way that I could attach this. So let's just try it. To my relief, the door's totally closed, and look how good this can cabinet is. Like I've got all my shallow goods stored in here. Now we're gonna move on to the other side and be adding drawers over here. Last year, I went to Habitat and just by chance, I found a bunch of cabinet doors and I thought they were like the exact same as my existing doors. They are very, very similar. It's a really good match. So I thought that I could use them on my island. So just keeping in mind, this is not like my dream kitchen makeover, right? This is like budget kitchen makeover, which means that there are gonna be some things that are not like fully 100% perfect. But the goal here is to get through the next, 2 to 3 years with a kitchen that I actually really like, because right now I don't like it, and has a lot more function and storage. So I have to just kind of like be okay with the fact that they're not the exact same, but they are really similar, like really, really similar. So I'm gonna try and repurpose these for the island because I'm gonna be needing more doors. Cut a piece of wood and it's kind of gonna act as a fake wall, and I'm screwing it with pocket holes because this is gonna hold the drawers. I'm actually so excited to build the drawers out here because now I've got this little cabinet here, which is gonna be perfect for like cutting boards and baking sheets. And then I'm gonna add another one just over here. And then like this side is gonna be super functional. Now, the other thing that makes this really cool is that our dishwasher is here. And today my kids were emptying the dishwasher. So imagine this in the future, right? They open the dishwasher, the drawers are here, they put the stuff in. Like, it's just gonna be so much more functional than what it is right now. Okay, and just to show you this like extra wall that I put in here, it's really stable because it's secured with pocket holes, and I got the drawer slides in too. So last time I like pre-measured everything and built it and my drawers were kind of off. So this time I'm gonna like measure and build as I go. One tip for cutting any of your sides for drawers or cabinets is to actually stack your 2 pieces of wood on top of each other, and that way you know the length is the exact same. So this time I'm building my drawers differently. So I've actually attached my drawer slides and I've left the slide in. And then I measured, and this should be right inside here. Yeah, so that is like perfect. If you can see, it's perfectly lined up, and now I can build my box, and I'm gonna build one box at a time. Last time I built all my boxes just based off one measurement, but of course I know better. I know that cabinets are not perfectly square, so we'll go from here. I'm using my trusty clamps and pocket screws to assemble the box, and then I've got a piece of 1/4 inch plywood for the bottom. I totally think that wood glue and nails is strong enough to attach the bottom of your drawer, and it's just gonna have dishes, so it's not gonna be super, super heavy. I fear that I've made this box too big because like, okay, so I brought it in and so like it fits, but it doesn't slide. Like it doesn't. So I think I made it just a little bit too big, but I'm gonna attach the screws to the drawer side and just see if that like tightens everything up. I probably need like 1/8 of an inch, which I don't have. So we'll just try it and see. I don't know. The weird thing is on this side, the slide slides really easily, but on this side it doesn't. So maybe there is a bit of give, maybe. We'll just see. Okay, it's not working out, but then I remembered something. Remember, your cabinets are not square, so when you're measuring, measure the front and the back of the cabinet. What do you do if a drawer is too big? What do you do? Guys, I just realized I put the drawer in the wrong way because I accounted for how this wasn't square. So I flipped it because I wrote front here. and I didn't see it. So I think this might work. Hold on, I think this might work. Because look, it actually fits now. And would you look at that? It actually fits. Oh my gosh, I'm so good. Yes. Okay, that just makes me so insanely happy because turns out I did measure everything right. I just didn't think about what side was going in. After I built the next two drawers, I actually had this little gap on the side, and I thought I'd build a tall kind of cabinet which could store all of our water bottles. And inside that cabinet would be like two slim drawers, and they would be just wide enough for water bottles. I built it the same way as the other drawers, it's just a little bit of a different dimension. I mean, not to brag, but isn't that so cool? You could also use this kind of design for like a spice rack or cutting boards as well. Last up, I had this little gap, so I built yet another little cabinet that would fill up that space. And now I've built all the cabinets that go underneath my counter. Now's the moment that I've been really excited but also kind of dreading. These are those doors I got from Habitat, and they are that orange oak that I really need to stain. I want to have a beautiful dark wood island, so I'm going to start by sanding them with P80 grit because I really want to get off all of this kind of yellowish orange stain. I had to get into all little grooves and crevices, but it was nearly impossible. So I actually ended up using a paint stripper to see if I could get off the surface of this stain. When I used the paint stripper, it left the surface really blotchy. So I was really nervous, but I sanded it and cleaned it really well, and I got ready to stain. I was so nervous. Would this actually work out? I genuinely think I might cry because look how these turned out. Let this be your sign to never stain honey oak. It is so orange. Like, I'm not sure if the camera is reading it, but it's super orange. And I wasted so much time trying to refinish these. I already built all the cabinets on the island to fit these. And now I have to start again. So you can see the transition here from the orange oak to the unstained to the stained, and that is clearly not the look that I wanted for my kitchen doors. It's a new day. We're not even going to talk about what happened with the old cabinet doors. We're just going to start fresh and start building new cabinet doors. That is the best way to start anything, to just like not hold yourself back in that like mental place. I've been really intimidated to build my own cabinet doors, but there is no time like the present to really try it out. So I watched a bunch of YouTube tutorials to see if I could figure it out. Okay, if I'm honest with you, this is actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. One thing I did was I actually put a little bee on all the ones, where is it? All the ones that are going on the back. That's just so that I remember which I want to stain, because, you know, one side looks better than the other. So we're going to clamp this out. Moment of truth, would this actually work? I'm using the method of using pocket screws to hold together the face frame of the shaker doors. So this did work, but it was really time consuming, and I'm just nervous because I also want to add kitchen counter hutches and I would want them to be the same as the island. So I don't think this is going to be something I want to pursue just because of how time consuming it is. So I'm going to use IKEA doors. Here they are, the IKEA cabinet doors. So this is the IKEA, I think it's pronounced Enkoping. These are like the walnut finish. They are a veneer, but they look really good. Like, this is the look I wanted. So I think these can all be retrofitted to my island, which, I mean, they look really good. So let's see how it goes. I'm kind of kicking myself for going through all that effort of stripping those doors because these IKEA doors were so inexpensive. They were like $25 and I'm just attaching them to my drawers directly. And I think they look gorgeous. They look like a real walnut, but they're at that really affordable price point. But I want the doors to all be the same, so when I came to the side with the cans, it wasn't working. They're not closing, they're overlapping, and they're not level. Not sure if we can fix all this. So that meant back to the drawing board, and I'm actually just gonna get an IKEA cabinet and cut it down to size. I have to make that one cabinet a little bit shallow, right? Because it's a can cabinet. The least shallow IKEA cabinets are like 14 and 3/4 inches. I need about 7 1/4. So if you ever need to cut down an IKEA cabinet, keep the front part. This is where your hinges go. You really want to maintain this one. You know this is the back because this is where that backboard slides in. Keep the front, okay? I'm telling myself too because I don't want to cut off the wrong side. I've become so comfortable with IKEA hacks that for me, cutting down this cabinet was like no big deal. And now the doors fit perfectly. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. This last door, I just couldn't figure out how to attach it. I actually had to use a drawer front and flip it the other way, so I just ended up nailing it. So it's a little bit of wasted space, but at least it looks the same. To finish off the sides of my island, I'm going to be adding pole wrap. I think pole wrap adds a really nice touch and it gives some visual interest to this island. I'm using pre-conditioner on the pole wrap first, and then I'm going in with a dark walnut stain that matches perfectly. I'm genuinely so excited because it is time to attach the pole wrap, and already it looks so good. So I'm going to use a combination of nails and adhesive. Now I did get a new tool, and I try not to buy new tools, but I got this. It's like an adhesive or caulking gun where you load this up. Now, I don't think you need this for caulking because caulking comes out really easily out of the tube, so you can just use these inexpensive ones. But adhesive, actually, you have to squeeze it really, really, really hard. And honestly, I'm just not strong enough. So that's why I got this, and it's just gonna like squeeze it out without me having to do too much. I'm excited to try something new. This is way easier than using a regular caulking gun. The glue is just really thick, so in a regular caulking gun, it's really hard to squeeze it out. And then I'm just using my pin nailer to attach it. To finish off the look of the island, I got this kick toe that they sell at IKEA, and it matches perfectly, so I just glued it right onto the base of my cabinets. I 1000% should have attached this before I attached the door. I just didn't think of it. I don't know how strong this construction glue is. Like, I'm gonna glue it on, and I'm not sure if my kids will just pull it off. We shall see. Okay, so I can't use my jig. Oh man. Remember, we started off with this kitchen island that was so awkward and right in the middle of the kitchen, and now it's become this stunning walnut designer showpiece. It is a perfect serving island, and it has so much extra storage for my family. We've got cans on one side and the drawers on the opposite side that are directly opposite the dishwasher. I just know this is going to be such a game changer for how we run our kitchen because it's so easy to unload the dishwasher. And this is actually my kids' task, so I feel like for them, it's going to be that much easier. I've also got this little pull-out section where I house all my baking trays and my cutting boards, and then this is perfect for all of our water bottles and coffee mugs too. If you love this video, make sure you subscribe because there's way more to do in this budget kitchen makeover. I'll see you next week.